Maybe he's a Gungan. Is that why you so don't want to show your face?
Egotastic FunTime. Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Egotastic FunTime. Today we're going to have a great time talking about the latest and quite possibly the greatest episode of The Mandalorian thus far, where Manny teams up with a ragtag group of mercenaries to do what this show does best, taking the galaxy from a long time ago and far, far away to the outer rim of the wild, wild west. In Chapter 6, The Prisoner, the past catches up with our hero when he takes on a jailbreak heist with the Star Wars version of the Suicide Squad. Deadshot, Black Manta, Harley Quinn, and Solomon Grundy all work together to break Twi-Face out of an Arkham Asylum prison ship. The job also turns out to be a double cross, where the squad leaves Batmando behind as payback for something he did way back in the day. But Manny quickly turns the tables, hunting the traitorous bastards down one by one, giving each of them what they deserve, as well as leading the authorities back to Hagrid from Harry Potter to face the long arm of justice, explosion style.
Boom, bitch!
All the while, Baby Yoda stays behind on the Razor Crest, being cute and adorable and deadly. This might be my favorite episode, though there are quite a few to choose from. The last couple episodes have been okay, but now we are back at it. We only have 2 more episodes left, you guys. But right now, I am riding high on The Prisoner.
We got a limited window to board, find our friend, get him out of there before they make their jump.
The pacing was great, the story was great, the crew was great, and there was a lot going on. It really felt like a heist. I mean, I know the show's doing this Wild West Western thing, but this felt like a heist, a jailbreak. You know, every member of the team had their own special skill. I also liked that they put a little extra stank on the theme song this week.
All I need is the ride. And you brought it.
Ship wasn't part of the deal.
Rand really wanted the Mandalorian on this mission, besides to double cross him, but also to use the Razor Crest for this breakout. They needed the Razor Crest because the Razor Crest is an old piece of junk, just like the Millennium Falcon is a piece of junk. It's like poetry, so that they rhyme. The Empire of the New Republic can track this ship. It's old, it's off the grid, much like Battlestar Galactica was off the grid.
I told you that was a bad idea.
As we've probably gotten used to with this show, we don't learn much about anything in any episode. We might get a little piece here or there. A lot of it we have to infer. We did get some insight into Manny's past. He used to run with Rand and Jian, I can't remember how to pronounce her name. The Twi'lek used to run with them, doing a bunch of crazy stuff, mercenary missions. They were a tough crew. They loved having that Mandalorian on there, and apparently Manny used to do some pretty hardcore stuff. He was pretty ruthless back in the day.
I did what I had to.
Oh, but you liked it.
What changed in his past? Before he met Baby Yoda, it seems like he was already on that path. He was desperate to try and get as many jobs as he could, to get out there, get on the road. I don't know if he's running for something, running from himself, trying to forget about something in his past, but he seems to have been on this honorable path for a while now, before we caught up with him and before he met Baby Yoda. Now, of course, with Baby Yoda, it seems like he's even become more honorable and more so trying to do the right thing. I guess we'll find out. Will this honor system that he has betray him at some point? And maybe he'll lose a little bit of that and think, hey, maybe I need to do things the easy way, go to the dark side.
What is it, like a pet or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So we got a little bit of insight into Manny. Still, we know nothing about Baby Yoda. Jon Favreau, tell us something about this Baby Yoda. What is he? Who's after him? Why do they want him? Let us know, please. Damn, this episode had a lot of cameos. Bill Burr was absolutely incredible in this episode, you guys. He played Mayfield, which isn't really a very good Star Wars name. Well, I guess Luke Skywalker isn't that great of a sci-fi name, so I guess it doesn't matter. But Mayfield is the sharpshooter. He's running point on this mission. He's a smartass. He's a wisecracking smartass. Absolutely loved this character. I hope we get to learn more about him later down the road. Mayfield also has that really cool back gun. How the hell does that thing work? Is it like tied into his brainwaves or something like that? Or is it just set to automatic? Mayfield used to be an Imperial elite sharpshooter.
That's not saying much.
I wasn't a stormtrooper, wise ass.
Natalia Tena played Jian, who was, I guess, the scrapper of the group. She's good with knives. What was up with those knives? They had some sort of tech in them. I'd like to know more about those knives she was throwing out. She's cray-cray, but you might recognize Natalia as Nymphadora Tonks from the Harry Potter movies, you guys. It was kind of implied that at one point back in the day, her and Manny had some sort of romance. Part of the Mandalorian code, you can't take your helmet off and show your face. So he can't give her any face. Doesn't mean he can't give her some head.
A lady never tells.
Oh, damn, Clancy Brown as Berg. I can't believe this. I didn't recognize Berg as Clancy Brown the entire episode. I went through the whole thing thinking, man, he seems familiar, but I didn't place him. But he played Devaronian, which is basically just Star Wars devil character alien. Berg had two complete, fully intact horns, but due to his fight, he got his ass handed to him. At the end, you'll see them in that jail cell. His horns were broken, but that fight between him and Manny was pretty awesome. Fire has no effect on a Devaronian, apparently. And of course, Mandalorians only use flamethrowers because they needed a weapon that can go up against a lightsaber. The droid member of the group, Zero, was played by Richard Ayoade. He's that guy from the It crowd. You might recognize him on the show.
My response time is quicker than organics, and I'm smarter too.
He was very arrogant, like another android that I'm familiar with.
I am sorry you are upset. Perhaps you are on your period.
Quinn was played by Ismael Cruz Cordova. I have no idea who that is. He was a jerk. He was definitely the super bad guy.
Quinn.
Funny. The man who left me behind is now my savior. Mando.
This whole mission was to break him out of jail. Now, apparently we learned through this episode that he was only in prison because a previous mission back in the day, Manny left him behind and he got caught by the New Republic and was put in prison. So now Manny is the one breaking him out, even though because of Manny, he was the one put in there. Mark Boone Jr. from Sons of Anarchy, he played Rand, which was a guy that Manny used to run with. They used to do crazy missions together, and it was pretty hardcore. They were some bad guys, and Manny was doing some bad stuff back in the day.
This is the guy?
Yeah, we were all young, trying to make a name for ourselves. Running with a Mandalorian, that brought us some reputation.
Rand is an old dude, so how old is Manny? If they were all young back in the day, if he considered himself young, how old was Manny? Because if he's thinking, oh, we were young, I'm thinking we're going back 30 or 40 years. So does that mean that the Mandalorian is like in his 50s or maybe his 60s? Another great cameo in this episode was the New Republic guard that they came across, who set off that little tracking device in the scene. That was played by Matt Lantner, who you might recognize as the voice of Anakin. That's what I call pod racing Skywalker from the Clone Wars. The X-Wing pilots that took care of business at the end and made that space station explode, those three X-Wing pilots were previous directors and current directors for the season. That was Dave Filoni, director Rick Famuyiwa, and Deborah Chow, who not only is directed in this season, but will be directing the entirety of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series when that comes out. Now, we've already had cameos from Jon Favreau, who played that big giant Mandalorian from Chapter 3. Taika Waititi, who's a director. He's the voice of IG-11 from Chapter 1, who I hope we see again. Bryce Dallas Howard, who directed Chapter 4. I don't recall seeing a cameo from her yet, unless she was just tucked in there somewhere. I'm hoping that we see her show up. We still have 2 more episodes left. I'd love to see her. Oh, I loved when Manny turned the tables and he you know, he took over the prison ship and he turned the lights to red. The episode became like a horror movie. It was like Alien. He was just taking out, or Predator even. He was taking out each member of the crew one by one. It was absolutely amazing to watch. It was a great feeling to see him get his revenge on these dicks.
I did the job.
Yeah, you did.
Not only did he get paid, which was the entire point of him taking on this mission in the first place, it seems to be the entire point of every episode is just him looking for a job to make some money. And I don't think he has any plans to really save Baby Yoda or to figure anything out. They're just on the run, and they're just trying to keep being on the run. I don't think he has a plan, you guys. So Manny took the mercenaries, he put them in prison. He didn't kill anybody. He just put them in prison. He didn't kill Rand or Quinn. I assumed that the New Republic did that, but that's only because Rand had that ship out there, that fighter ship that was about ready to be set loose. But the Mandalorian has no honor when it comes to droids. He took out IG-11 without a second thought. He took out Zero without a second thought. They're like animals to him, and he slaughtered them like animals because he hates them. There is, in this episode, another shout out to Boba Fett. When Zero is going around the ship looking for Baby Yoda, he picks up a blaster. That blaster is the exact same model, the same blaster that Boba Fett uses, you guys. Chapter 6, The Prisoner, is definitely one of my favorite episodes of The Mandalorian so far. Now, I had a great time. It had lots of Easter eggs for hardcore fans to find, but also it was just a nice adventure for casual fans to go on. Now, I like how we're being introduced to a part of the Star Wars universe in this series where people don't really see much of a difference between the Republic and the Empire. It's all the same to them. I also like that Manny didn't resort to killing the mercenaries even though they betrayed him. Now, I wouldn't have done the same thing though. I mean, they're all pretty much horrible people. And I don't think I could ever forgive Mayfeld for dropping Baby Yoda.
Never drop a Baby Yoda.
Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. How about you? Did Chapter 6 of The Mandalorian feel like a return to Arkham? Do you think the mercenaries will be able to escape the prison ship to come back and get revenge on the Mandalorian? Who the hell is after Baby Yoda? Why won't they tell us? You can let me know what you think by joining the conversation below. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my stupid show. It really does mean the world to me. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to make sure you're getting notified when I post new videos. I'll see you very soon. And as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye.
Egotastic fun time, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic fun time, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your 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 money.